Hey guys, it's Hassan Minhaj. If you've seen the show, you know that I talk a lot about being Indian American and the Desi experience growing up in this country. But high school was a long time ago, so I wanted to talk to Desi kids growing up in America right now. So I got together with 7 Desi Americans from the greater New Jersey and New York area, and then one kid who drove all the way from Missouri. All right, real quick. Say your full name, and then say the way white people say your name. So my name's Hassan Minhaj. I would get Hansen Minaja. I'd get Sahan Minha. I'd get Sean. I'd get...
Sean. My name is Jana Aja Duki. People say my name, Jana Aira Duki.
Okay, so my name is Sahir Mir. People would call me Sahir Mir, and then like Cher.
My full name is Preksha Kalavar, and people pronounce it Preshka Calamari.
My full name is Pavan Datta Kalaru, and all my friends at school, all my full-time teachers, they call me Pavan. That's like my white name.
Yeah, my name is Tejashree Vijaykumar, but I go by Teji. Most people say Teji. I had a teacher that called me Tevi for half a year.
Tevi?
Tevi.
Heavy?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I've rolled with that too.
Yeah.
Like when people are like Hassan, I'm like, fine.
Okay, so my name is Abir Khan and no one ever pronounced my name wrong.
People get it right 100% of the time.
Not 100%. Like people spell my last name wrong. Like K-A-H-N, that's how they say it. It's
Okay.
K-H-A-N.
Okay.
My name's Suhani Madan. Like when people like read it off attendance, or like Shuni, or like, but also my friends call me Susu, which means pee. I just went with it.
You went with Susu?
I mean, I was the one who knew what that meant, so like they didn't really know, so like it's fine.
Abir, what would you do if someone called you pee-pee?
I would say it back.
Oh, you'd be like, no, you're pee-pee.
I would get an Uno reverse card. I'd pull it up and I'll be like, no, you little pee-pee.
I like that. Have you ever had problems with your name?
So when I was little, I didn't have a middle name, and everyone else had a middle name, and they just guarded it. Like so, like they'd be like, oh, my name is like whatever, like their first name and their last name. Then people would be like, oh, what's your middle name? They'd be like, I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I was like in the
Do you have
elevator.
a
with my
middle
dad.
name? Because I don't have.
I don't have a middle
Yeah,
name.
I don't
a lot
have
of
a middle
a lot of Indians I
Yeah,
feel
I
like
don't
don't have
either.
middle
Why
names.
is that?
I don't know. Like
I
my
think I
grandparents
put like
don't either.
100 first names.
Okay, so what did you say your middle name was?
I decided that my middle name would be Biryani
I love biryani.
because it rhymes with Suhani, and like Suhani Biryani Madan. That just sounds good.
I think that's a great name.
Yeah, I think it
awesome.
sounds good.
Let me ask you guys a question. What is the most stressful thing about going to school right now for you personally? Is it just academics?
Yeah, well, also the fact that people just can't seem to wrap their head around the fact that I'm brown.
Okay.
There's no other brown people in my school.
There's not that many Indians. We have like 7 guys, 2 girls in my grade. I got a lot of crap for being vegetarian. I was like eating like yogurt or something at lunch, and people had these chicken nuggets. They're like trying to get it in my food.
Did you ever think you're like, all right, I'm just gonna have one chicken nugget?
When I was younger, yeah, but not anymore. I'm like,
Because I had the same thing with pepperoni.
yeah, like
Like I was just like, God will understand.
my friend would like print out pictures of like cows, like, here you go. I'm like, why are you giving me this picture? Like, you worship cows, right? I'm like, shut up.
If someone ever did that to me, I would have gone down to the cafeteria, I would have gotten the milk tray, just smacked it right at their face.
I respect that. Have you ever gone through something like that?
My school's like 60% Indian. Like I've got a couple people like say things about me being Muslim though, because everyone there's like like Hindu.
Yeah.
So they'll just be like, oh, so like, you're from like Pakistan, right?
Right. Hating Muslims is timeless. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just like a.
That's just I don't think that's
Yeah.
gonna go away.
It's a classic. You know what I mean?
For vacation, like sometimes American people, they go to like different places like France or Cancun or the Bahamas. You know what Cancun is?
Yeah, I know what
Yeah.
Cancun
No. Okay, so like my friends, they would say like they went to Germany or like a bunch of fun places like Disney World.
And then where would you go?
So like I would just say like I went to France to see the Eiffel Tower because I didn't want them to know that I actually just went to India like all the vacations.
It was the same thing for me. My parents, every time we would go on vacation, we just have to go to India. They're like, if you're gonna go on a plane, we have to see your grandparents.
Yeah.
And so like, if they were like, what was that like, Abir? What would you say?
I'll just say, oh, it was a lot of fun. It was a really cool sight to see.
Why do you talk like, that's how the way you talk to your friends?
No, not like that.
It was a sight to see?
No, it was a cool sight to see.
Okay, it was a cool sight to see. What's the biggest lie you've ever told your parents?
Let me think.
Do you want me to tell? I'll tell you the biggest lie I ever told my parents.
Okay.
In high school, there was this girl that I really liked, and she would wear bracelets all the time. So I really liked her, and I went into my mom's closet, and I stole churiyan from her closet, and I gave it to this girl, and I didn't know that they came from my grandmother. So it was like a family heirloom. The girl was like, cool. She didn't like me back. She then went to Europe for the summer. And I remember like a few weeks later, my mom was like, nudge me, where are my churiya? And my dad was like, Seema, I don't know where your jewelry is. And they were having like a full-on argument because my mom thought my dad had like moved it, had put it somewhere else, and I totally let the argument happen. Felt super guilty. Girl comes back from Europe, and I'm like, hey, remember that jewelry I gave you? It belongs to my grandmother. Can you please return it? And she was like, yeah, I lost it. Oh, no. So basically, yeah, I lied to my parents, and I let them get in an argument over a family heirloom that I lost.
Did they know about it later on?
I told my mom after I got married.
Okay.
What do you guys do when you hang out with your friends?
I eat and go to the mall.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I just eat food.
You guys still go to the mall?
Yeah.
No. We'll go to like a movie or something. Or we'll go to one of their house, just like play PS4, play basketball.
Do you guys play Fortnite?
No.
I used
did.
to.
No, I did.
Were you addicted to it?
Oh, yes.
Can you floss?
Yeah.
Show me.
Okay.
That's awesome. Do you still dab? Oh. Abir, are you popular at school?
I guess, yeah.
That's the coolest response ever. That's a cool way of saying you're really popular.
Yeah, I guess.
But do you know any new dances? Or is flossing and dabbing?
Oh, the whoa.
The what? Oh, can you do it?
That's like the Indian uncle coming out of him.
But what is it?
This is what you caught. You caught this. Yeah, you caught two fish.
So I'm gonna throw it to you.
Okay.
Okay, let me ask you this. Are these phrases still in? Lols?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, rafflemau.
No.
No.
Kind of.
Not really.
Kinda.
Pwned.
Oh, I remember that from like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
But
too.
that's not.
You remember that from 6 years ago? Abir, you were 6. You were 6 years old then.
He was ballin'.
Abir, you're lying, bro. You are lying, Abir. What about 1337? Leet.
Never heard that either.
What?
How old are you?
All right, what's the new internet slang?
No cap. Dead ass.
Yeah.
Period.
Oh, wait, okay, what's no cap?
Like without exaggeration. Like, bro, I won that. No cap.
So Abir is cool, no cap.
No cap. Dead ass.
What's that?
Yeah.
Same thing. It's like, yo, I'm dead ass really cool.
So use it in a sentence.
Like,
Abir, come on, use dead ass in a sentence.
Okay. Mom, don't get mad. I deadass failed my test.
Did that check out?
Yeah.
All right, just real quick. You guys are very clean shaven. Did you guys shave before you got here?
yesterday,
You shaved yesterday?
yeah.
Yeah, I shaved yesterday.
Your parents let you shave?
My mom said it was like a sacred thing that I need to like stop, but I was like, no, mom, like my mustache looks disgusting. Like I'm going to shave it, and then she recorded me doing it for the first time.
Your mom recorded you shaving your mustache? How old were you when you?
15.
Okay, what? Okay. You had a mustache until you were 15? That is a level of strength that is unbelievable. I shaved my mustache when I was in the 8th grade. It was a big deal. My parents, they went to India to visit my grandparents, so I had to stay with an auntie and uncle. And this uncle that I was staying with in Davis had a Gillette Mach 3. I just picked it up and I went for it, and I was clean shaven. And then when I came back, my dad was pissed.
My parents were like urging me to shave. They're like, you look disgusting.
Really?
I'm like,
How old were you when you shaved?
14. So it was recently, like this past
So what did
December.
you have? You just had the mustache?
Yeah, my sister called it a pedo stash.
Oh,
she's like,
same.
she's like, it looks like you have a pedo stash. Please shave.
What do you do if you want to go on a date? What do you do?
You
I'm not allowed to
Just
date.
tell my mom.
Are you crazy?
We're all brown.
It's like,
We
don't.
Yeah.
I just tell my mom.
You run it by your parents?
I tell my
can.
mom.
Do you tell your mom?
You tell your mom?
Say that to me. I'm like, nah.
She's like, oh, you can have a boyfriend. You can do whatever you want. You can have fun, but like, just don't be too serious about it. Like, don't like fall in love with somebody or just like get too deep into it.
That's the most Indian thing ever.
Right?
You get attached to someone you love, you won't be able to study. Do you think your parents will be cool with interracial dating?
Yeah.
My sister has a
Yeah.
white boyfriend.
Whoa, what's the white boyfriend like?
He's nice. I like him. He's
No,
funny.
it's not like, what do your parents think?
Oh, my parents?
Yeah, I'm sure you're cool with it. Of course, we'd all be cool with you. You'd be, you're not like, he's
My
the devil.
parents-
He's the white devil, but it's okay.
I think my parents would be less okay, but he also has as like impressive credentials as my sister does. My sister goes to Yale Med and he goes to Yale Law.
Oh, cool.
So that's what I mean by equally impressive. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's a match made in heaven.
Right, yeah.
So dating is still not cool.
Not until you're in college.
My mom
Or
yells
once
like
you've gone into college,
until
you're
we're
fine.
like
Your parents say, oh, you can date in college, you have fun there. We all know that's not true.
What do you mean? Why not?
If you're going to med school, how can you have fun with the relationship?
Yeah.
Is medicine still the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been asking a lot of people this because I'm applying to college, but like what did you apply for when you were applying to college?
What did I apply for? I applied pre-med and I was an idiot. Are you nervous?
A little.
What's the expectation? Are your parents like Ivy or bust?
Yeah.
What do your parents want you to do with your life?
Anything in the medical field, but on the side, they said I could do something else, but I always have to have a backup
But
plan.
why does everything,
in
why do our
medical
dreams have to
field.
be on the side?
I don't know. Because they're scared that it's like
Why are
not
you guys
gonna work
snapping?
out.
That's like saying yes, like it's like agreeing.
Yeah, it's like agreeing.
Why
it's
can't
like
you just say
doing
yes?
Well, because then you like disrupt the conversation. But I guess snapping also did that.
Yeah, snapping is pretty rude.
I have like an older sister, right? They always said, oh, she was a test child when she
So
was like
the eldest was the experiment.
Yeah,
And
but the
then-
thing is
'cause you're
now
the
she
young-
went into the 6-year med program. I'm like, oh, the test child did that? What are like the ratings for me? What do I have to do?
If you could, all right? Let's say for a day, you could make your parents' expectations disappear. What would you do?
Do drugs. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I
I
would
knew it.
get a boyfriend,
You get a boyfriend.
go out with my friends,
Okay.
and then I'd probably, I don't know, eat meat.
Eat meat.
Yeah.
Do you for real want a boyfriend?
Um,
Because I'm just telling you this just as a boy.
I want to
It's
see.
a little overrated.
I want to see what it's like.
Like guys are a little like don't. If that's your first wish out the gate, I would put meat up first,
Yeah.
then do drugs. Don't worry about the.
Okay.
I'm trying to be a cool 2019 brown parent.
Yeah.
So what am I gonna do? You guys tell
No
me.
beating.
Yeah, no
Okay,
beating.
Don't do that.
Okay, no hitting. I know hitting
Let
is
her
not
hang
the
out
thing.
with her friend.
What if it's a boy?
Oh,
It's fine. It's a friend.
yeah.
At some point, it's
At your
fine.
house.
You really want me to let my daughter hang out with one of her friends that's a boy? You tell me. My daughter's 16. She goes, Abu, this is my friend Cody. We're gonna go to the movies. He's my friend. We're just gonna hang out.
Let her go.
fine.
Let her go. Put a camera
For
on.
real?
Her. Track her
So put a
phone.
camera. I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally fine. Why? Why can't I spy?
You don't want to stop
You
your kid.
spy.
That makes them hate you more.
That makes them rebellious.
the thing is,
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a camera on her. I'm gonna go, look, it wasn't me, it was the US government. They survey Muslims.
Yeah.
my parents give me like freedom, right? So then that makes me like, I don't hate them. But I see other friends who are like, oh, my parents are super strict. They don't let me do this, they don't let me do that. Then they always just talk crap about their parents behind their back. Let
That's
your kid
beautiful.
have-
So your parents trust you.
Yeah,
Should they trust you?
yeah. I don't do anything stupid.
Abir, what should I do? What should I do to be a cool dad?
Get them an iPad.
Seriously? What's one thing that you love to do that your parents just don't understand?
Dancing.
Like when you start flossing, what does your mom think you're doing?
She just understands Bollywood dancing, to be honest.
What's one of your favorite Bollywood movies?
Tifa in Trouble.
That one's a good one.
Doom.
Doom 1?
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
Doom
a OG,
one.
that's a classic.
That's my favorite.
I watched that.
Krish.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Krish sucked. Krish was so bad. Dude, Krish was so good. It's so bad.
No.
Any non-Desi people watching this, Krish was basically Desi ET, and it was so bad.
But like the special effects were funny.
Yeah, they were funny because they were bad.
You can still appreciate
Did
that.
you like Krish? Abir, did you like Krish?
A little bit.
Yeah, oh my God, Abir!
Good.
If you could do an episode of Patriot Act, what would you do your episode on?
Well, I think like doing between like the difference between like South Indian and North Indian thing.
Oh, that would be dope.
Indian stereotypes, like the Indian Standard Time. That's what I get a lot.
No, I feel like a lot of people get like they just group India as one. There's so many like different parts of India, like different culture and different language. Like, do you speak Indian? No. Like which Indian, bro? Like, there's so many languages.
I was walking with two friends, and one of them asked me like, "Oh, do you speak Indian?" And then the other girl said, "No, you idiot. She speaks Hindu."
They compare you to every single brown person. Like they're like, "Are you related to Priyanka Chopra?" And they say their names like all messed up. I'm like,
Wait, did people ever call you like a coconut or anything?
Oreo.
A, B, C, D. Yeah,
I've been called an ABCD.
American born, confused Desi.
Do you feel like you're confused about your identity?
Oh yes, please.
What do you mean? Abir, you're the most confident person
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Abir, you're
Okay, American born, confident Desi.
Here, dab on that, dude. This has been super illuminating, and it's definitely been one of the craziest afternoons of my life. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
For real, do you guys watch the show?
Yes.
Do you know the theme song of the show?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do the theme song.
Okay. Okay. Put it in,
Okay.
then out, and then the other way, and then in, and then you just keep
How do
doing
you
that.
switch it out? Like I'm like off, like.
Yeah, like this.
I can't do this. I'm bad at this. Dab is just this?
Yeah, like that. Yeah.